yourself known, swing low. Come on back home, swing low. Let your light shine bright, swing low. Freedom come tonight, yeah.
Oh, justice, where did you run to? You really need to come back, 'cause I've been missing you.
And love, sweet love, I could use a hand, but no one else can hear me, love. I know you understand. Swing low, make yourself known. Swing low, come on back home. Swing low, let your light shine bright. Swing low, freedom come tonight. Swing low, freedom come tonight. I'm taking my place in line with a long line of people. It's a long time coming, and I never stop believing. Swing low, make yourself known. Swing low, come on back home. Swing low, let your light shine bright. Swing low, freedom come tonight. Swing low, make yourself known.
Today I have the pleasure of welcoming you to our first cooking demo of the summer, led by Susan Peruzzi, who will be showing us how to make everyone's favorite Italian dessert, tiramisu. Before we get started, I wanted to mention that these cooking demonstrations have been one of our most popular classes at ACC. From what we hear, the community loves them because they are fun and entertaining and provide great opportunities to be social, get connected, and learn some new skills and information. This summer, we're offering these classes to you free of charge, and we hope to continue as we reopen these we hope to be able to continue to offer these quality programs to you as we reopen at very low or no fees. We'll be able to do that with the generous contributions of our community members who value our programs and services and want to help them keep them accessible to everyone. If that sounds like you, please consider making a donation to ACC Senior Services home and community-based programs. Thanks. And now I'd like to welcome Susan Peruzzi and her sous chef husband, Renato, who will show us how to make tiramisu. Please welcome Susan and Renato.
Thank you.
Hi. Thanks.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and just start right away, and I can kind of explain the dessert as we go along, because the first part of this process takes quite a while, and that goes down to low. So the first thing we're doing is just separating some eggs. The recipe called for 6. When I made one this morning, I felt like the yolks were really, really small, so I went ahead and used 7. This dessert is not a baked dessert, so the ratios don't have to be exact. If you want a little bit more sugar, if you want a bit less sugar, it's all still going to work. Okay? Right now, hi, Linda. My friend just came in to watch me. Also, I think what's going on out there is Patty Fong here with us. Patty, are you here? Is she in? Patty is going to be making this dessert along with me, I think. Hi, Patty. Do you mind if we spotlight you once in a while?
Sure.
Okay, okay. How's it going so far? Okay, so As I'm separating this, you might be wondering, what am I going to do with the egg white? And I'm not going to be using the egg white in this recipe. I was wondering if anybody out there has a good idea for egg white use. I have two ideas for it, but I was wondering if anybody else had an idea.
I have a good recipe for almond cookies.
Almond cookies. Is it like a meringue?
No, it's more like a chewy almond cookie.
Oh, is it a what do you call those?
It's
Linda, what are the French cookies called? Macaron?
Macaroons.
It's sort of like a macaron, but it's not. It's,
Okay.
It's not. Let's see.
Okay.
Look for it. Hold on.
So we have one idea. Anybody else?
Linda said facials.
Linda said facials, and that's exactly one of the ones I was thinking of, because we love to put egg white on our face, let it dry, and then it feels so good when you wipe it off. Okay, to 6, or I actually ended up using 7 egg yolks. I'm going to put a cup of sugar in, and now we're going to start the magic. So this is a double boiler, and with a double boiler, you never want the water to hit the bottom of the bowl. I actually feel like that would be really cool to let the water hit the bottom of the bowl, but every cooking show I've ever watched said don't do it. Thank you. So right now, can you set your timer for 10 minutes?
Good.
Right now we're going to be whisking this over the double boiler for 10 minutes. That's the longest, hardest part of this whole process. So while I'm doing this, I just want to explain what tiramisu is. I'm sure a lot of you have eaten it before, and maybe what you don't know is that the name tiramisu is actually 3 words put together. My husband speaks Italian because he's from Italy, Renato. So tira is the conjugation of the verb tirar, which means
Pull.
to pull. And then mi means what you think it means me. And then su means
Up.
up. So it really translates to pull me up. I think in English we would probably say lift me up, because it's made with coffee, espresso especially, so that you get that little lift from espresso, you get that little lift from the sugar in the middle of your day.
And the eggs.
And the eggs, I guess, can pull you up, right? What I'm making right now is known as a zabaglione. Am I saying it right?
Zabaglione is Italian for, yeah.
Okay, and this is the beginnings of a zabaglione. Renato used to eat that in Italy.
Yeah,
Tell us.
the way we fixed it for us when we were kids was a snack in the afternoon that we would use to pick ourselves up. But just with the zabaglione and the sugar, we beat it together with raw eggs. So we didn't cook it like this over the stove. We just did it on a bowl, and then we just would dip bread in there.
Dip bread.
Yeah,
Yummy.
bread in there, and just eat the zabaglione with the bread. Sometimes we would add marsala, a little bit of marsala in there, and that turns it a little bit brown and a little bit more runny, so you can eat more bread.
So when I was doing some research on zabaglione, it said it can be either a beverage or a custard, kind of depending on how you...
Sugar.
Ooh, yikes. When you have to limit your sugar intake. I can't imagine that this can come together with... I'm sorry, are the rest of the people being able to read that question? Okay, I'm sorry. So the question was, is there a sugar substitute? I don't think you could use something like stevia in here, because I think you need the volume that the sugar creates with the egg yolks. So my best recommendation is don't eat sugar for a bunch of days so you can enjoy having this tiramisu. So I'm turning this down. I can really feel the water boiling in here. You kind of want to keep it on low, but you definitely want to be cooking this. So when Renato was talking about eating it, I'm sure a lot of you were like, oh, is that safe? So I'm sure he was getting eggs from chickens that probably his grandfather
Well,
laid.
I mean, we're talking so many years ago that a lot of the eggs we used to get there were all fresh. Yeah, there was no refrigeration back then anyway. So.
Well,
We didn't have.
how old are you? I'm just kidding.
We didn't have a refrigerator.
So nowadays, is this safe? Well, if you were just making zabaione and you would be adding marsala or some kind of alcohol, so the combination of the sugar, the alcohol, oxygen kind of make it safe. But then cooking it over 140 degrees for at least 3 minutes will make it safe to eat. So this is a safe dessert. I think I said before it's not baked, so this is all the cooking that you're doing with this dessert. So how much time do we have left?
6 minutes.
Still 6 minutes left. So what else? So if you wanted to make this as zabaione, you could mix it with whipped cream, which is basically what I'm going to be doing in a few minutes, to kind of make it hold its shape, more of a custard. This is also like the beginnings of an ice cream base. It's really, really yummy. So the next thing that we're going to do once I get done with this is we're not just going to take over whisking. And just so you know, the reason that we have to whisk constantly is so that we don't end up with scrambled eggs, so it doesn't curdle. He's going to take it over, and while this is cooling a little bit, he's going to kind of try to incorporate a little bit more air into it. So what we want is for it to get really light yellow. Patty, how's yours going?
Mine's going okay. I had it up a little too hot. I got a little bit firmly, but I'm trying to keep it out.
Oh, good. So now you know that if you make a little mistake, it's pretty forgiving recipe, actually. So, except for this part. So one thing I want to mention is how long I have been doing this. I've been doing cooking classes here. I've done 2 previously. About 3 years ago I started. The tiramisu, I made it actually just to go along with a meal, and it was kind of everybody's favorite. So they've been asking me to come back and do it again. I also am connected to ACC because my mom is a resident right now at ACC Maple Tree Village. And she has been doing that now she's been there, for about 2 months, 3 months. And that's going really well. If you've never gone over to that place, it's a really, really nice facility. So along with cooking and substitute teaching, I'm helping to take care of my mom, which is kind of a big job, as a lot of you guys probably know, right?
But what else do you do?
What else do I do in my life? Oh my gosh. My passion, Patty knows. Tell him, Patty.
Pickleball.
I am a pickleball fanatic, and so is Renato. We have 3 minutes left on this. So, yeah, and I just played at ACC for the first time 2 days ago. So if you are wanting to try pickleball, please come out and do it because it's so fun. And I need that, sometimes that break from caregiving and working and all that stuff. So at this point, I'm going to have Renato take this over so that I can start beating the whipped cream. Okay? So, Patty, we're going to just kind of try to overlap. I need to go get my beaters in my bowl, which I put in the freezer. I'm sure you guys know to do that, but in case you don't, when you start off with really, really, really cold whipped cream and cold beaters in bowl, it goes a lot faster. So hang on. I got my beater's in here, grabbing the whipped cream, and I'm gonna have to like fight with you for the for this thing. Okay, put that around in front of you. Okay, nice little hug for the camera. Okay, one thing I like to do too is really, 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 really shake up my whipped cream because that kind of gives it a little bit of a head start. So this recipe is calling for 1 cup and 3/4 of whipped cream. So one thing that drives me crazy about whipped cream is they only measure it in tablespoons. So if you always know that 16 tablespoons equals a cup, this has 32 in it. So I'm just a little bit over that 3/4 cup. I'm still going to measure it. Where did I put my 1 cup measuring cup? I could probably do it all and it would be fine, but you kind of want to save some for your coffee tomorrow morning, right? Yeah. I'm not a fanatic about measuring carefully. Again, this is a really forgiving recipe. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball that 3/4 cup. All right. Okay, at this time, before I start, I'm going to have Renato add half a teaspoon of vanilla. And I know I didn't put it on the recipe, you guys, but I really, really love vanilla flavor. So that's an option for you. Just put it right in there.
In here?
Yep. And here we go with this. Sorry if you can't hear. Can they hear me over this? I'll have Renato take this over there when he gets done. So on this, we're going to do this till they're a firm peak. That's probably good. That's probably good. Oh, okay. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Oh, you can. Okay. I should ask if anybody has questions right now. That is a terrible view of me.
Maybe we should add the mascarpone.
Oh, this is heavy whipping cream, for sure.
Repeat the question.
Oh, sorry. They're asking me if it was heavy or light whipping cream, and I always use heavy.
You want me to add the mascarpone?
No, not yet. I'll do that if you want to take this over. Okay, we are getting there, and Renato and I are going to do a trade-off. Here, I'll let you do this. Patty, we're probably going way ahead of you, right? Oh, I didn't hear her. So, I can't hear you right now, so catch me in a second when the whipped cream's almost done. And I want you to show it when it's done, when the peaks stay, okay? So this is the mascarpone that I got today. If you guys want to go real close. Oh, to there. There are a couple different kinds. This one was on sale at Nugget. Mascarpone is usually about $3.50 for this size, especially if you buy it in Bel Air. Nugget can be a little bit more expensive. This one was on sale today. So again, we've got that tablespoon thing. This one has 2 tablespoons in it. We're going to be using 1.25 cups, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, 1.25 cups. So I'm going to go 1 full one, I believe is a cup. So there's 16 tablespoons in this, so one is 1 whole 8 ounce is a cup. So I put this in really slow. So let's talk about mascarpone. So mascarpone is obviously an Italian cheese. Some people think it's a lot like cream cheese. I find it to be really different in flavor. Okay, you can stop. You guys make sure that you don't go too far in your whipped cream because then it becomes butter. This is really, really stiff, and that's good because you want it to be really stiff to be able to mix in and hold its shape. Okay, he's going to show you how stiff it is right now. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to continue to add this. So mascarpone versus cream cheese. I actually would really like it if somebody did this with cream cheese that I could taste, because I think cream cheese makes almost everything taste better. But the difference in the flavor is this doesn't have, you know, cream cheese kind of has that little bite to it. This doesn't have that at all. And cream cheese has 55% butter fat, where mascarpone has 75% butter fat. And when you taste it, you can really feel that butter fat on your mouth. So it is quite a bit more fattening, but it's also really, really yummy and stuff like this.
Can you just buy whipped cream?
Can you just buy whipped cream? Yeah, why not? Why not? Use Cool Whip. You want to make it fast and easy? Why didn't I think of that, right? Does anybody have any questions?
I think the recipe's as old as I am.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably pre-Cool Whip, this recipe. So I'm just continuing to stir this in. So I just want to tell you guys, a few years ago, Renato's family was visiting us. They live in Florida. And my nephew was having a birthday, and this is his favorite dessert. So he asked, can you please make this for me? Well, his daughter and I had a lot of fun making it. That's not the quarter cup, but I'll just, I don't think so. That's okay. This is a third of a cup, but I'm just gonna like go a little bit less. That should be fine. Anyway, so we made this tiramisu, and I've made this recipe so many times, and something felt a little off about it to me, but I really couldn't figure it out. I think probably because we were drinking wine and having a good time, and it felt really thin. And I kept thinking, this just doesn't feel right, but whatever. So we made it, and the next morning I was getting breakfast ready, and it's been sitting overnight because this does need to sit for a while. And I opened up the refrigerator, and there was all the mascarpone still in the container. We forgot to put it in the zabaione. So we pulled it out of the refrigerator, and it was really, really runny. And so we named it, it actually tasted really good, but we named it Tiramisu. Yeah. So that's kind of legendary in our family, tiramisu. I've actually been asked to recreate it, but we ended up freezing it and eating it like that, and it was so good. But you know, with these flavors, how can you go wrong, right? Okay, so I got the mascarpone all combined in. It's really, really smooth. You want to see how smooth that is? There's no lumps. And right now, it's ready for the whipped cream. So we're going to fold. So I got it. So whipped cream, well, whenever you fold something in, you're going to put it in maybe thirds. The first one you can kind of stir, but what your goal is to not deflate it at all, so that this stuff has still the air that was incorporated into the whipped cream. Have to be really careful. So once you stir the first third in, the rest of it really needs to be folded. So it's okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. Okay, he's going to go off camera and lick the beaters, I'm sure. He doesn't do that. I do that.
It's good.
Okay, so I'm folding, and we are so close to being there. This is the hardest part. This process that I've just been doing is the hard part of making it. The rest of it is I don't want to make a pun, but I will. Piece of cake. So checking in, Patty, can we highlight you? Can you put your camera on what you're doing? Not hearing from her. Maybe she's...
Well, how do I do that?
Well, you must be on your computer, right?
No, I'm on an iPad.
Oh, you're on an iPad. So just point the iPad at whatever you're doing, and then we spotlight you.
Oh. Okay, let's see.
You pour the rest in here. Huh?
Okay.
Oh, you have to turn on your camera. Oh, it's on. There you are.
Yeah, I got it. Let's see. Let me aim it towards. Okay. Is that what you want to see?
Wow.
So I'm just adding the mascarpone to my eggs because I don't have a sous chef. Over here. We're good.
Okay, well, we know what to get you for Christmas.
A sous chef?
Yep.
A Renato?
An Italian sous chef, yeah.
Well, you guys learned what sous means in Italian. It means up, so I'm not really sure. That's actually a French word, sous chef. So,
That's what sous is. Sous is up.
yeah, when we were in Italy, his cousin made lots of fun of me with the word sous because that is what most people call me. So,
Well, we were speaking Italian, and Sue was part of the conversation when we were saying something was up, and she would turn and say, "What?"
I thought you were talking about her all the time.
yeah. Or if he called my name, I'd just look up. All right, so I think I'm going to end up sticking over here in the middle. So let's talk about the cookies. So these are weird little cookies called ladyfingers. I'm sure you guys have heard of them.
What about this guy?
And yeah, I'm getting there. And the reason they're called ladyfingers is because they kind of look like fingers. Okay, I think, so these are really light and airy Italian cookies. They're commonly just dipped in coffee or given to babies. They can be like teething biscuits because they kind of hold together. I don't really like them. I think they're
my mom
very...
used to make rum cake with it.
Okay, so there's lots more you
They
can
would
do.
just soak it in rum.
But I think they're kind of boring, but for this dessert, they're perfect because they really absorb flavor,
Yeah.
absorb stuff. So basically what I did to get ready was in my pan, I laid out the cookies the way I felt that they fit best in the pan. All right, so I tried it a couple different ways, and the way I decided to go was like this, and then this here, the bottom part, I don't know, can you guys see that? Is gonna be
They might have a different
one, and I may need to break one. So don't freak out about that. It doesn't show. It's all good. It just,
So you lay the bottom black part onto the pan, so the rounded part is on top.
you know what? When I was doing them, I made one earlier, and I didn't pay attention to that, but that's probably a really good idea. The top is really coated in sugar. So I don't know if it makes a difference which side it is, but like Patty said, it is a little bit more flat on the bottom. So
the
yeah, I
bottom
will do
part
that.
absorbs more.
Yeah. Okay, so,
Sue, show the back.
oh, I'm sorry. I have these out to show you. I got two different brands, Bel Air and Nugget. Usually only have a couple of these, so I had to make two trips. This is the one I commonly get at Bel Air. And these are about $5 a package. This recipe calls for 2. It really should call for 1.5. Let me show you the other brand. So this one looks like it's really made in Italy. Okay, up higher. Yeah, so they're about, like I said, about $5. I found them once at Grocery Outlet. That was a real find. I bought every package that I could find there. So here comes the coffee. So I am gonna pour, this is, I don't have the coffee out here. I don't know what I did with it. I put it away, but it's basically powdered espresso, not powdered espresso, but ground espresso. He's gonna show you, but I think this was also a Grocery Outlet buy. So I put this into my French press.
Got to turn it, yeah.
Oh wait, it's right here. There's the front. Are you seeing the front?
Just Italian espresso grounds, yeah.
I didn't even measure it. I just made it really, really strong because I love that coffee flavor. So I like to go through a sieve because I don't want any coffee flavor in it. You know, it's supposed to be a cup. So let me just do 2 half cups to be sure. So, and then can you wash this out? Yes.
Can you use instant espresso?
Yes. I love that stuff. I just haven't been able to find it lately. Oh, sorry. Can we use instant espresso?
Just want that wash.
That and dry because we're going to use it.
For sugar. Okay.
Instant espresso is awesome. I love it. It's really, really good. Just make sure your coffee's strong. This is, you guys all know what this stuff is, right? Kahlua. So Kahlua is coffee flavored rum. I also really like to use coffee flavored tequila. So whatever you have, maybe if you wanted to do something different. Yeah. So half a cup to a cup of coffee, we're going to go a half a cup of Kahlua. This will make just a tiny bit more than you need, but that's good because then you can add that cream that you have left over and have yourself a nice little cocktail, right? I don't know why I'm looking at you every time I say that.
Susan, you're losing me. So, you add the espresso with the coffee with your, so total you're gonna have a cup and a half, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
So I put it in kind of a wide bowl so that the cookies will fit in it. And now I have to remember exactly how did I have those cookies in here? No, it was like, see, I'm so bad at yeah, but it was like that and like that and then what? Okay. See, I already forgot. So I'm going to set up my little station right here. Cookies here. Mascarpone here. Not mascarpone. I don't know what you call this. Yeah, that spoon right there.
Or the ladle here.
Okay, that's fine. Let me get all my cookies. And these things are messy because they're so sugary. So you're going to have sugar everywhere. Okay, so here we go. Now when you dip, don't leave it in there for long. You kind of want to. Again?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of want to leave it for a minute thinking that you really need to soak it up, but if you do, it's just going to get mushy. So just a very quick dip in that coffee bathtub, and that makes them happy. So they do kind of spread out a little. If you don't go all the way to the edge, just kind of spread them so that the cream gets in the middle of all of them. This is making my mouth water. I want this. Patty, are you jealous? Look at this. I got such a nice sushi. Okay, let me show you how it's looking so far. I'm just spreading these guys out slightly. I don't want to get into trying to cut one and fit it in there, but already these are really getting kind of mushy with even that, just that quick little. Okay, great. So now I'm getting a question, where is the recipe? Oh, did we not post that? We didn't post the recipe? The recipe will be online, right? Yeah. So sorry. Okay, so I got the bottom done. It's pretty much covered, and now I'm going to take half of this and just pour it over the top. So we're eyeballing half. What I like to do is kind of look at it and go, oh, okay, it needs to be down to about there. But again, this is very forgiving. You really just want to make sure the top covers the cookies so you don't see them. If you want to save most of it for the top, that's fine. Just make sure that you get it into all the cracks. Right? Okay. Renato, tell me when you think I'm about halfway.
Yeah, probably one more ladle at least.
One more ladle, he says. And I'm making a big mess. Okay. So at this point, I just hit it 2 or 3 times, and it really evens out. So now we have a nice smooth, you can actually see the cookies through. I'm going to put just a tiny bit more on. And we're going to start doing one more layer of the cookies. Okay, here we go. So because I think too much, I'm going to start down at this side, at the bottom, so that my nice even layer is on top of the uneven one, so it really, really doesn't show. How far are you getting, Patty?
I'm just ready to start flipping and placing.
Okay. I probably should have told you to have whipped cream ready. So hopefully somebody will try Renato's idea of having Cool Whip and using that, because if you can make it easier, I would like to know if somebody uses Cool Whip. I'd like to know if somebody uses cream cheese instead and see if how it tastes. Oh, that's not.
But whipped cream tastes so much better.
You think better than Cool Whip?
Oh, yeah.
Take all the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna put even one more for some reason.
Well, it flares out.
Yeah. For some reason on this, you might need to break it. On this, actually, I'm going to put even one on the side.
Yeah.
For some reason on the second layer, I'm actually fitting a lot more cookies in it. So I don't know why. Okay, he's giving me tiny pieces to fill in. I don't know, that's not going to work. You better eat that one. Okay, that's good. It's good.
All right, go on.
He's gonna make me
It's
put it on.
done.
He's gonna make me put it on. Okay. Okay, and now we're gonna just ladle the rest of this on here. Do you want to pull the finished one out? You want to pull the finished one out?
Ladle the rest of the,
Of the cheese mixture on it. Okay, we're getting there. So once you get done with that, you know, making the, what are we going to call it, the zabaione or the mascarpone sauce, the rest of the recipe is so easy. Okay. And I'm going to make sure to get all of it in. That's good. I think this is fine. If you want to do the rest. And I'm gonna hit it a couple more times. This one is really showing the cookies. I think it might be slightly bigger than the one I did before, and maybe that's why all the cookies are showing. So this then goes into the refrigerator for minimum 4 hours, or overnight is fine. And this is the one I did earlier today. And the last thing that we need to do is to coat it with the cocoa. And the cocoa is unsweetened cocoa powder, because this dessert is pretty sweet, so you don't want any more sweetness on it. In fact, I think tiramisu is really light and not an oversweet dessert. The first time I ever ate tiramisu, I was at a restaurant and I was laughing while I took my first bite, and I inhaled that cocoa powder into my lungs. So please don't do that. That was not fun. It kind of ruined my dinner. Okay, so the way I like to put the cocoa powder on it, you're going to get your counter dirty, but you just use one of these really, really fine sieves, and it puts it on so beautifully. Really carefully, slow, be patient. This is kind of a patience recipe, because that first process, that 10 minutes seems to take forever. But man, is it worth it, right, you guys?
Yes, you don't want to wait the next day.
Yeah, and that brings up a good point too. Tiramisu is best eaten all in one night. Not just because I'm kind of a pig, but more because it just doesn't sit very well. The cookies tend to kind of suck up all the water that was in the cheese mixture, and they do get a little watery. It's not like I'm not gonna eat it. You know I'm gonna. But it's just way better the first time you cut into it.
And if you want to be less sweet, just put more cocoa.
Yeah. So this is not something you're going to take out of the pan. Obviously, you're going to cut or scoop slices out because it's not baked. And also because it's not baked, you don't have to put any kind of shortening or anything on the pan because it'll come out. Okay. I feel like we're about there. What do you think? Should I do the rest?
Yeah.
Finish it up. Okay.
There's a reason why it went in there.
The cocoa powder, Grocery Outlet sells this brand a lot. Every time I've needed it, I've gone there and found it. I can't tell you exactly how much that costs. I've had it forever, but I'll just show you the brand. But it's probably $3 or $4, and I use it for a lot. It makes really good brownies. If you want to do homemade brownies, this cocoa powder is really yummy. Because I'm pretty sure it's dark, but I think all cocoa powder is dark. So that's it. We had some tiramisu. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Yeah. Any more questions from anybody? Can we see Patty's?
Yeah.
I'm almost done.
Oh, I can see her.
That's it. She's just ready for the cocoa powder.
Just spreading it.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da. You see? I have it in a glass Pyrex.
Really nice. Okay. All right. If there's no more questions, we're going to wrap it up, you guys. Thank you so much. Maybe
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you.
that's it. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Looks like.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was
And
fun.
and if you need the recipe, we're going to post it where? Where are we going to post? We're going to mail it out if you signed up for the class. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bon appetit.